Hello, I am Killer Above. Welcome to my Let's Play of Rocketbirds Hardboiled Chicken. Rocketbirds is a really awesome game. It's kind of got that Saturday morning cartoon / Cold War style theme. It's got a full co-op and a full single player campaign, the co-op being 10 levels and the single player being 15. We're going to be playing the single player this LP. We're going to be playing it on hard. There's 2 difficulties, both normal and hard. And for now I'm going to shut up and let you listen to the cutscene. Isn't that cutscene awesome? The music is done by New World Revolution. They're an indie band and they did all the music for this game. Anyway, here's our main character, Hardboiled. He can jump, he can roll, and you control just by using WASD. S being crouch, jump being space, and you can shoot by pressing mouse and change weapons by using the scroll wheel. Here we'll be showing off one of the main gimmicks of this game, gun juggling, because it's very useful for getting 100%. And later in the game, this is kind of a tutorial stage, so we won't be using it a lot. Here's our big bad, Busky. He is voice acted. We'll be hearing the voice actor later in the stage. His voice actor is Tansan Yui. Tansan Yui voiced most of the characters in this game. There's only 3 voice actors for this game, and the majority of voices was done by Tansan Yui. The other 2 voice actors only did 1 character each. If you've noticed, there's kind of parallel scrolling in this game, which makes the levels seem a lot bigger than they actually are, and it's really awesome to give that kind of feel to it. If you notice up the top, the penguin soldier is moving between this screen and the next. He will actually move into the next screen if we follow him and check him out. And if you notice, the cabinets are in the background. Some of these background details are actually interactable, though the ones in this level are not. And I like that about this game, you can actually go into the background and do stuff in it. We'll be seeing that in Chapter 2. I really like the colour of this game. It's not that typical browns and greys of normal war, but it still gives that stark Cold War style that we see in a lot of other games and is the theme of this game. But it also gives a lot of colour, especially in this room here where we see a lot of reds. If you notice, we're going to be pushing this button. You don't actually have to press this button, but if you do, you get an achievement. That's good for what reasons. Gives you a nice picture as well. The ambient sound and the sound of this rock coming off is really good, and I think that the sound designer, I've forgotten his name, did really good work on this game. If you notice there, we got hit and about a quarter of our house got taken out. There's more parallax scrolling there. We'll be seeing it up here as well as foreground, background details and middle ground, which I really like about a 2D game. It gives that 3D feel with that light in the background. I'll be talking more about this later, but for now, we're going to be getting the first sign. To get 100% in this game, you need to collect all 45 signs, 3 signs in each level. There are 15 levels in the game. Here we pick up a health to restore our health and an ammo crate. These are skipped around levels. So as I was saying before, here we can see the foreground, middle and background, as well as the very rich and vibrant colours of this game. It's not just drab browns and reds. The city of Albatropolis is very well protected, as we can see by the fence. And on it says that survivors, trespassers will be shot and survivors will be shot again. I also like how on the rock it says Free Albatropolis and Penguins Go Home Now, Totalitarian Scum and Revenge or Revolution. So 2 warring factions on the rock there, graffitiing it. We'll be going to get the first sign now, after I admire the lovely leaves blowing in the wind and the lovely background noise of the birds and the lovely sun here. So here's our first sign of the game. We'll be going to get the second sign now. So this company, Ratloop, they're based in Asia. They've made a number of other games, though not so many in 2000 and in the 2000s. Only between 2009 to 2013 they started making video games again, but they made video games in the 90s. This is the second in the Rocketbirds titles, the first being Revolution. It was an Independent Games Festival triple finalist. The next in the series is going to be Evolution, but it's not out yet. They also made a free action puzzler drawing game called Mightier. Mightier is a very interesting concept in which you print out a piece of paper and then draw around the stars, which are the collectibles in this game, and then you play the level that you drew in the game when you scan it through with your webcam. There was the second sign. That sounds like a really awesome concept, and I want to play that game just because of that concept. They also made a game called Helsing's Fire, which was an Independent Games Festival winner in 2011. Mightier was an Independent Games Festival finalist, and Helsing's Fire was a puzzle game. Lucas Pope worked on it. Lucas Pope made Papers, Please, and is also one of the other voice actors in this game. In the 90s, they made a game called Gearhead Garbage, which came out. It was a mechanic simulator. They also made a game called Gearhead Garbage Adventure for the Game Boy Advance, which was going to be a mechanic simulator with an adventure mode, but never came out. There is a demo of it available, however, and you can play it on emulator for free. There was a game called Hab 12, which was never released, but was a sci-fi style game, first-person shooter. They made a game called Malice. Malice was a Quake mod. It was a very popular Quake mod. It won a number of awards, and they made a game called, there's all 3 signs by the way, they made a game called In the Line of Duty Firefighter, which came out in the 90s, and was the very first 3D firefighting game, and they made a sequel to that as well. Here we're going to be seeing the second cutscene, and the first voice acted cutscene, so I'll shut up for that. But first I'm going to admire the backgrounds of this game. I won't be doing this for a lot of chapters because the rest of the chapters are mostly action-packed, but this one, being a tutorial level, doesn't have a lot of enemies and is really beautiful. I really like how the leaves move in the background. The bird calling changes between the top level and the bottom level, and the nice colours of it.
No! No! Why me? What did I do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
Pull yourself together, Botsky. You We've got a whole penguin army. And we've clowned him to fight him. And he's just one little chicken. I will kill him. And then I will eat him.
So yeah, Tenzin Yui, very well-versed voice actor. He can do both a very weak comedy inept villain like Putski, not the fearless leader that I called him earlier in this episode, and he can do that evil Austrian Arnold Schwarzenegger style person, and he can also do the patriotic American that Hardboiled is. Really good voice acting. Some places it falls flat because it's only one person doing the majority of the voice acting, but other places it's really good. But that's been episode 1, Silo in the Jungle.